Morning to you all, my dear students. I hope you all are doing well. I welcome you all once again. So children, I'm back here to teach you English, and we were doing literature. That is your main course book. We have already completed chapter 1, and I hope you all have done whatever work was given to you. Today I'm here, and today we will start chapter 2, that is the day grandfather tickled a tiger. So before starting the story, let me ask you a question. Have you ever kept a pet? Yes, your answers may be yes. We all are very fond of pets. And if we were there in the school, you would have shouted and told me, yes, ma'am, I have a cat. I have a dog. It's Labrador. It's Pomeranian. Its name is Brownie, Tiger, and all sorts of things you would have told me. So children, let me tell you, this story is basically based on a pet. And the story is written by Ruskin Bond. Ruskin Bond is a very famous writer who writes for children. So let us begin. Be there with your books. Chapter 2, The Day Grandfather Tickled a Tiger, page number 13. Timothy, our tiger cub, was found by my grandfather on a hunting expedition in the Tarai jungles near Dehra in northern India. So the writer is saying that this pet Timothy, a tiger cub, was found by his grandfather in the jungles. Because grandfather lived in Dehra and so knew the jungles well, he was persuaded to accompany the hunting party, consisting of several government officials from Delhi, to advise on the terrain and the directions the beaters should take once a tiger had been spotted. A tiger, of course, was the hunter's chief target. So grandfather was accompanying a hunting party whose chief target was a tiger. So did they found a tiger? Let's just read further. They never got the tiger. So the hunting party, they did not find a tiger. But grandfather, strolling down a forest path some distance from the main party. So grandfather knew the directions very well because he was living there. So he discovered a tiger about 18 inches long hidden among the roots of a banyan tree. A cute baby cub was found by grandfather. This cub was sitting under a banyan tree, under the roots of the banyan tree. After the expedition ended, grandfather took the beast home to Dehra, where grandmother gave him the name Timothy. So grandfather, he took this baby cub home and grandmother named him Timothy. Timothy's favorite place in the house was the living room, where he used to relax on the sofa comfortably, used to sit with serene dignity, very proudly. You know, tigers, how they walk, lions also very proudly. So this tiger used to sit on sofa very comfortably and snarling only when anyone tried to take his place. Snarling means he used to growl angrily if anyone used to take his place on the sofa. One of his chief amusement was to stalk whoever was playing with him. So one thing he liked was that he used to follow silently whoever was playing with him. And so when I went to live with my grandparents, I became one of the tiger's pets. So when the writer went to his grandparents, so the writer himself became the tiger's pets. So how? With a crafty look in his eyes and his body in a deep crouch. Crafty look meaning is given there, clever, with a very cunning look. He used to come closer. He would creep closer to me, suddenly making a dash for my feet. Okay, then rolling on his back and kicking with delight, he would pretend to bite my ankles. Just like the tigers attack the prey, in the same way this tiger was pretending, he was doing so that he was pretending that as if he wants to bite the writer's ankles. By this time, he was the size of a full grown golden retriever. It means a type of a large dog. You have seen the big dogs. This tiger became so big. It was full grown. And when I took him for walks in Dera, people on the road would give us a wide berth. Means we all take our pets for walk. So then the writer used to take this pet home, take this pet for a walk. What happened? The people over there, they used to move away. What kind of pet is this? At night, he slept in the quarters of our cook Mahmood. So at night he used to sleep at in the quarters of their cook Mahmood. One of these days, grandmother declared, "We are going to find Timothy sitting on Mahmood's bed and no sign of Mahmood." So once grandmother thought that this pet has killed, Timothy has killed Mahmood. So when Timothy was about 6 months old, his talking became more serious. So as the months went on, he became very dangerous and he had to be chained up. So this tiger needs to be chained up now. Even the household started to mistrust him, and when he began to trail Mahmood around the house with what looked like villainous intent means with a wicked plan. He used to look to Mahmood. So grandfather decided it was time to transfer the animal to a zoo. So it seemed like he was trying to attack Mahmood. The nearest zoo was at Lucknow, some 200 miles away. So grandfather decided to transfer him to a Lucknow zoo. Grandfather reserved a first-class compartment for himself and Timothy and set forth. The Lucknow Zoo authorities were only too pleased to receive a well-fed and fairly civilized tiger. So the Lucknow Zoo authorities, they were very happy to find this tiger. The tiger was full fed, nicely civilized, wonderful tiger it was. Grandfather had no opportunity to see how Timothy was getting on his new home until about 6 months later, when he and grandmother visited relatives in Lucknow. So after 6 months, grandfather visited this Lucknow zoo. Grandfather went to the zoo and directly to Timothy's cage. The tiger was there, crouched in a corner. So in the cage, the tiger was sitting, very much like crouching, sitting there in the corner, full grown, his magnificent striped coat gleaming with health. "Hello, Timothy," grandfather said. Climbing the railing, he put his arm through the bars of the cage. Timothy approached and allowed grandfather to put both arms about his head. Grandfather stroked the tiger's forehead and tickled his ears. Each time Timothy growled, grandfather gave him a smack across the mouth, which had been his way of keeping the animal quiet when he lived with us. So, as grandfather just said, Timothy, the tiger came running on the railing and he gave his hands, he tried to put his hand outside the cage. And what did grandfather do? He just put his hand on his forehead and tickled his ears like that. And when he used to growl, grandfather used to give him just a slight smack, so to make him calm down. So we have done, I hope till here I have done, children, half of the chapter, half of the story. So I hope you all have understood. Just read the story once again till where we have done, and now we will continue in the next video. Till then, you all take care. Have a good day.